fourth grade mathematicians. Today we are going to be talking about customary units of weight. And this is on page 691 in your book, so please follow along. This is one of my favorites because weight doesn't really involve that many conversions. And yeah, it's fun converting, but sometimes you just need a little break. So what we're going to be looking at units of weight: pounds, ounces, and tons. Just those three units, which is pretty nice. Okay. Page 691, your I can statement states, I can convert customary units of weight from one unit to another and recognize the relative size of different units. So your keyword, units of weight. And your solve and share looks like this. When Lori was born, she weighed 7.5 pounds. There are 16 ounces in every pound. What was Lori's weight in ounces? Okay, so we see here, they tell us already that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. That's what we'll be focusing on. This guy here, he kind of looks like a Pete. I don't think that's his real name, but you can generalize and use what you know about converting from a larger unit of measurement to a smaller unit to convert from pounds to ounces. So we want to know Lori's weight in ounces. Well, if 1 pound is 16 ounces, we need 7.5 pounds. So again, just like your first two lessons, we're going to do a little bit of multiplication. So we are going to take 7.5. Actually, like this one better. 7.5 times 16. And then we need to distribute. So first we need to multiply 7 times 16. And then we need to distribute half times 16. Well, 7 times 16, I'm just going to go to the side here and do a little bit of multiplication on my own. So 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So 7 times 16 is 112. And then half times 16, you're basically just asking yourself, what is half of 16? Or you can multiply across. 1 times 16 is 16. 2 times 1 is 2. That's an improper fraction. You know to change that. 16 halves gives us a nice number of 8. So 112, don't forget to add these at the end, plus 8 gives you 120. We need our unit at the end though. I want you to get in the habit of doing that. So add your unit. They're asking for ounces. So it's going to be 120 ounces is your final answer. Okay, use your units of weight here. Again, they give you that explanation of how many ounces are in a pound in your question there. Let's take a look at your next page. 692. We're going to go over this one. They're talking about spaghetti, meatballs, and sauce, which sounds really good right now. All right. Mark made dinner for his family using the ingredients shown. All right, so let's look at our ingredients. We have 1 pound of pasta, 1.5 pounds of meatballs, and 14 ounces of tomato sauce. Okay, what do you notice about your units there? They're not all the same, so we know we're going to have to do some converting. Pounds, those two are the same, but the ounces is not. How many 9-ounce servings did Mark make? All right, let's forget about this 9 ounces for a minute, and let's just convert our pounds into ounces first, because they are asking about how many ounces did he make. So we want the ounces. They're going to make us do a little bit of extra work. Again, they give you your customary units of weight in this table here. That's always a good resource. And Pete here says, weight is how heavy an object is. Units of weight include ounces, pounds, and tons. That is good to know. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of converting. So first of all, we are going to convert, it looks like the meatballs. So if we have 1.5 pounds of meatballs, we do our multiplication. 1.5 times 16, well, we have to distribute 1 times 16, which they did here, and half times 16, which they did there. 1 times 16 gives you that 16, and then half times 16, well, what's half of 16? Is 8. They added it to get their 24. So the meatballs total 24 ounces. Set that aside. And simply, well, we already know that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So we have 16, we have 24, and then we have 14. So in part C here, all they did was add the 16 ounces plus 24 ounces plus 14 ounces to get a total of 54 ounces. Okay, and this last step, I had you ignore at first. How many 9-ounce servings did Mark make? So a total, he made 54 ounces, but we want to split that into 9 ounces. If we split something, we want to divide it up. So that's when you use your division. 54 divided by 9 equals, and that should be basic division. What times 9 equals 54? And it's 6. So Mark made 6 9-ounce servings. That would feed a family, I would say. Okay, let's do a little bit of practice here. So remember, 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton, and we're working with tons here. So if 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds, I want 9 tons. What are you going to multiply? 9 times 2,000 to get your pounds. Okay, you don't have to stack your numbers, ignore your zeros. Then what's 9 times 2? 18, and add your 3 zeros. So 9 tons equals 18,000 pounds. All right, what about 3.5 pounds equal how many ounces? 16 ounces, let's make a little note. 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So I want 3.5 pounds. So 3.5 times 16. Okay, you could just do 16 plus 16 plus another 16, and then you could do plus another 8. That's where you get your half. Half of 16 is 8. I would do 16 times 3. I'm just distributing here. 16 times 3, and then 16 times half. It doesn't matter which one, but first, it's the commutative property. Well, 16 times 3, if you need to do it off to the side, that's fine. Gives you 48, and then 16 times half is 8. And then add those up, which equals 56. So 56 ounces. And you would do the same thing with pounds to ounces. 16 times 17. That one you would have to stack and whatnot. Okay? With your tables, I don't want you guys to get too far ahead of yourself. So let's look at, this one has a little bit more variety of fractions. So let's look at, we are doing pounds to ounces. So 16 pounds, oh, excuse me, I did that backwards. I want 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Okay, so I just gave you the first one. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Pattern. So then you can continue with that pattern. 1 1/4 pounds equal how many ounces? Well, what's 1/4 of 16? 4 times what equals 16? Well, 4 times 4 equals 16. So if 1 pound equals 16 ounces, I'm going to add on another 1/4. And you just said 1/4 of 16 is 4. It's 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Equals 16. I want 1/4 of that. It's only one of my 4. So if I did 16 plus 4, I would get 20. You could also try it just the regular multiplication way. If that's your groove, stick with your groove. So if your groove is to do 1 times 16 and then 1/4 times 16, stick with that. Well, 1 times 16 is 16, 1 times 16 is 16 over 4. And 16 divided by 4 is 4. So 4 plus 16 gives you 20. Always try a few different ways. That's the great part. There's not always one way to complete or complete a problem. 1 2/4. So we know that 1 2/4 equals 1 1/2. So 1 pound is 16 ounces, but we have to add another half. Well, what's half of 16? So we have 1 pound, which is 16 ounces, plus half. Well, what's half of 16? It's 8, and that gives you 24. All right, without continuing any further, what is your pattern? From 16 to 20, we're going up by 4. From 20 to 24, how many are you going up by? You're going up by 4 again. So what do you think you're going up by with your next one? 1 3/4. You're going up by 4 again. 20 plus 4 is 28. 28 plus 4 equals 2. Okay, with the tables, it's kind of nice because they generally have a pattern. Okay, homework time. You have a total of 15 problems. I would like for you to complete the odds only. Okay, you guys got this in the bag. It's similar to lessons 1 and 2. If you don't comprehend this, just look back at each lesson, or you can rewatch my video. Hopefully I am getting everything in that you need to know. Just do your very best. Good luck.